Hello and welcome to Spitbua. My name is Knut Åshammer. I'm going to do a quick demonstration flight just to see how the interior of this full-size cockpit works and how you interact with it and how it is used in the simulator. And we'll first just start with making sure everything is in order in the right position, so everything is off. We'll begin with the radiator flap. For taxiing, taking off and landing, you will have the radiator flaps fully open, so that will make them go to on. So I'll switch it to on. Pitot heat should be off, and the booster or pump is also off. Then I'll also take the filter forward for ground operations. Make sure the throttle is fully closed, prop full forward. The fuel cutoff handle is aft. We can also just trim now while we're here. So we work in a cockpit all the way from left to right. And rudder trim in center is neutral, and elevator trim is neutral as well. Mags are off. Now let's do the altitude. QFE 0 feet, and fuel cock now can go on. Fuel cock is on. We can yes, and everything is off. Gear is down and locked. External tank is off. We are ready to start. So first we'll have need to power the aircraft, so by throttling forward on the throttle we'll start a battery. So now we got battery power, and on the right side we see that there's a fuel pressure warning light, means that there's not any pressure in the fuel lines. So we can get fuel pressure in two ways when the engine is off. It's with a manual wobble pump that just basically pumps pressure into it, or we can use the electrical booster pump. I'll use the wobble pump now. Now we have pressure in the system. Also check that we have brake pressure. So we'll check it down here on the left to the right side of the magnetos. Yeah, full pressure on the side, and on left and right differential braking works. And release. We got brake pressure. Now we can start priming as we got pressure in the fuel lines. Four strokes on a hot day should be enough. Someone's already taken off. So now we primed 4 times, and we are ready to start. Right hand on the booster coil and starter, and left hand on the mags. When the engine catches, you push both mags on, and then you can release your right hand and hold the brakes. In the Spitfire here, it's a bit the fuel cutoff handle should be fully forward in the real Spitfire, but in the simulator here it's not simulated correctly. So when the engine catches, I'll do mags both on, and then I'll push the fuel lever forward. But it would originally be fully forward already. Clear. Left hand on throttle to get 1200 RPM, and right hand back to brakes. Check we got oil pressure increasing. Now we gotta warm up to at least 20 degrees on the oil. It's barely below 10 now. Meantime, I can check that we got pressure system in the flaps. Flaps are functioning. Oil pressure will start decreasing once the oil warms up, so while the oil is cold and thick, it creates more pressure in the system. It's warming up pretty quickly. We can also turn on the gun side here. And we can also turn on the nav lights if we want. You can also, the compass, the directional compass here, direction indicator, you can also adjust. You can also adjust the supercharger to be manual stage, so it doesn't automatically switch at the altitude. We obviously have a rudder trim and a rivet trim that also works. We also have, which I don't have a drop tank now, but we have a functioning drop tank as well. The drop tank switch and release works. Yes, we can check if we have enough fuel in the system. Yeah, full reset tank. We're now 22 degrees, we can start taxiing. Stick fully out and brake test is checked. And this is the big notes. I obviously have to look side to side. It's a bit of a long taxiway here at Detling. So I'm just doing small pumps with the brake lever on the hand grip here, on the spade grip, just to keep directional control. I'll try and lower my face so you can see it on the camera. We're at the windsock and we're going to turn around into the wind and do our run-up. The brakes on this one might slip a bit as it's not getting full, so I wanna, you see it's slipping a bit, so I'm not don't have fully the RPM needed. The brake handle here in the pit is a bit worn. Yeah, oh, that's a bit much. Okay, we got 950. First thing we'll do is we'll do the compressor stage. I have a button for it down here, so I'll use it. And it's supposed to be holding, but the switch here is like a pulse switch, so when I enable it, it goes off, on and off, but I'll simulate it nonetheless. Compressor is working. Now I will do the propeller exercise. Once. Twice. Now mags. I touched the throttle. Second mag off. First mag off. T's and T's are checked. Idle. Your engine's still running. Now last before takeoff checks. Trim, neutral. Booster pump. On. Elevator trim, neutral. Filter is on. Mags on. Prop full forward. QFE and we are ready to go. Brakes off, and we'll be pulling power up slowly, and we'll have the stick fully off, and then slowly release the stick to neutral position, and then keep it there, let the nose rise, and just let the aircraft fly off its own. Here we go. +6. Let the tail come up easily. More right rudder, and just hold it here. Hold it. 120 miles, and it's gonna come up now, slightly up. There we go, and gear, changing hand. Right hand now on the gear. Down, and then up, and locked. Gear is coming up. Indication is out. Increasing power to clean plugs. Gear is up. And I can close the hood. Need to lower my head.
Høyderoret, for at jo, du har jo en nullpunkt på stikka for så vidt.
Ja.
Så det er jo greit
hele tiden trimme, så
det er greit å trimme for å slippe å holde da.
Du skal ikke ha noe stikketrykk når du flyr.
Nei.
Du må ta vekk det.
Ja.
Først du gjør det.
For det merker jeg selv med ta Maiden på modellfly da.
Ja, det er sånn.
Og så må du trimme. Nei, jeg vet ikke, jeg flyr. Og så merker jeg, ok, ja, jeg holder den til venstre, og så holder jeg den opp. Ja, nei, jeg må trimme litt venstre og litt ned, liksom, ikke sant? Så.
Det er det første du gjør.
Ja, du må det.
Og der går ut av seg selv, så knotter en fin om folk, vet du.
Ja, det er det.
Can't go on, you know. It's the end this time. I'm sorry, I was telling the people shut up talking. What I mean is this. There's nothing between us.
Ready to go. Brakes off.
There's nothing at all.
+6. Ease the stick forward to neutral. Let their tail come up. And just hold it there and let the aircraft take off on its own.
Come on, I'll give you a real ride. Here we go again.
Side bump. Airborne. Change hand. Get the gear up. Just down. Then up. And lock. Gear is coming up. Initial +12. Clear plugs. Gear is traveling up. Back to max continuous. +7, 2650. Hood coming on, closing hood.
Tiring, always stretching up for something that's just out of reach. But I'll get it. After all, what I want isn't as easy as all that. Got to do 400 miles an hour, turn on a sixpence, climb 10,000 feet in a few minutes, dive at 500 without the wings coming off.
Pull up. Just move forward. -2 boost. Safety the guns. Hood coming up. Gear coming down. And flaps. Filter. Booster pump. Booster pump is on. Brake check is off. Drop is full forward. Someone's landing. Right, you gotta do it right this time. Flaps coming up. Find the flap handle. Oh, where is the flap handle? I know it's here somewhere. I can't find the flap handle now. There, flap handle. Well, third time's a charm. Booster pump coming off. Booster pump is off. And now, just for the sake of the video, I'll just park here next to the other spits. Nav light can come off. Gun sight can come off. Oh, it's a clip wing. Last running up the engine a bit. And pulled it. Oil cut. Mags off. Fuel cock off. Make sure booster is off. Booster is off. Pitot is off. Radio flaps are open. Filter is on, yeah. And we're done. Hope that was interesting. As you see, everything is interactive. And I guess we can also open a door. There's not a switch, there's not a micro switch or a sensor for the door, but that doesn't matter. It's nice to have a physical door. I hope that you thought this was interesting. And there will be more to come. Take care.